Today, I'll be going over a new position that VaynerMedia has recently announced this past year of the chief heart officer for their company and what that entails. For people who don't know what VaynerMedia is run by the CEO and founder, Gary Vaynerchuk. And what he does is produce content to social media and other outlets to help other people grow their own personal business and grow themselves as human beings. He started off with his own company that was actually started by his father called Wine Library. He turned that into a online platform and is one of the biggest wine retailers in all of the US. He has expanded and now teaches people on how to grow their own company. The new position that he has created is the Chief Art Officer. And he has expressed that this position is the number 2 within his company. And he said if he could give up his own chair to make this position number 1 in the company, he would. Now, the Chief Art Officer is in charge of engaging all employees within the company and also being open-minded, visible, and extends the action of working for their employees, not their employees working for them. So what does that entail and how does it tie into what we've learned? So what we've learned is a big part of what these companies have is conflicts within companies, whether it be conflict within the company itself or conflict between employees. There's a lot of different conflicts that go back and forth. There's 5 different modes, as we learned from Thomas and Clemens, that we need to address in order to prevent from happening or in order to maintain some level of acceptance within the company. So those 5 levels are competing, collaborating, compromise, avoiding, and acceptance or accommodating. So when he created this position, he created it for the compromising and collaborating aspect of his company. He has 300 employees, and his chief heart officer reaches out to each one of those 300 employees at least monthly to determine what they want out of the company and allows them to express that to someone who is on the executive board of that company and lets them feel as if they are being heard. Now, no other company has this position. Chief Heart Officer is mainly centralized within VaynerMedia and Gary Vaynerchuk's works. Now, what does this mean for other companies? This means that other companies are going to look forward to seeing how this position works out and what benefits it gains to his company itself. Now, we've seen some of the benefits already where the percentages of people who actually leave VaynerMedia are very, very, very minute. And what are those percentages? He has a turnover rate of only 2% of employees that actually leave the company. And most of the time, he aids them in creating their own company. So of that 2%, of 300, that's 6 people. 6 people of 300 that leave. And he has personally said that he has helped 5 of those people create their own business. So they're not leaving to go work for someone else. They're leaving to go work for themselves because they truly believe that VaynerMedia has provided that insurance for them and what they needed. So into the compromising and collaborating piece. Claude Silver is the CHO, Chief Heart Officer for VaynerMedia. And what she needs to do and what her job is to do is to make sure that the employees feel valued and make sure that their voices are being heard. Now, a lot of times you hear in big corporations and a lot of other companies that voices of the lower down employees aren't being heard. So this position prevents that from happening. So when using that collaborating piece, they're going to work with the lower level employee to make sure that their values are being heard and make sure that they're doing everything in their interest to make sure that employee for them is getting what they want out of the company. Once again, the chiefs and executive office works for the employees, not the employees work for the executive offices. And that's the big thing that Gary Vaynerchuk pushes and VaynerMedia pushes to their employees. So when it comes down to compromising, they allow certain people to go out and try things within their company, whether it fail or succeed, they allow that. And that is why they're going to succeed and they're going to be revolutionary for the future. That is why They have turned the art of conflict into something that is going to be revolutionary for other companies and beneficial for their company, and allow people to stay within the company and be happy to work for the company. Thank you.